In 2022, men can get pregnant. Our story begins with Dr. Alexander Hesse, or Alex. Big chilling in a library, he hears a baby crying and looks for it. Alex tries looking for the mother, but... uh-oh. He desperately cries for help and searches the library. Oh, it was just a dream. Or nightmare. Anyway, gotta squeeze that workout in before the day starts. Just Sigma male things. Later at a university lab, Alex is explaining why miscarriages happen. Apparently, the body's immune system will often mistake the embryo as foreign matter and attack it. He then introduces a substance his lab has developed.
Expectane, which acts to neutralize the interfering antibodies and promote successful embryo attachment.
Very cool. This is Minnie, the chimp. She had a history of miscarriages, but thanks to Expectane, she's now 7 months pregnant. Unfortunately, she's still a monkey. Now, we meet Alex's partner in crime, Dr. Larry Arbogast, an OBGYN doctor, played by the sexiest and whitest man alive. These ladies do be lucky. He drops by his clinic before heading to an FDA hearing for Expectane.
FDA? Piece of cake.
Confident as ever as he checks patients' records from his secretary, Louise. Meanwhile, Alex checks on his pregnant chimp before leaving as his assistant wishes him luck. Luck is for the ill-prepared. I guess that's my Arnold voice. Both doctors are confident that this should all go well. Time to head off. During the FDA meeting, Alex reports his findings. They tested the Expectane on chimpanzees with miscarriage problems and found that all the side effects were consistent with changes in subjects with normal, unmedicated pregnancies. Nausea, mood swings, more nagging than usual, etc.
Typical lamb chops got a bun in the oven type behavior.
Larry's outburst is met with unamused eyes. Alex concludes his presentation and asks the board for a go signal in human trials. Larry emotionally adds that there's tons of desperate women that are dying to get their hands on something like this. But the chairperson dismisses his enthusiasm. This is an FDA hearing, not an infomercial? Yikes. Oh yeah, and this is Dr. Noah Baines, the director of the research program. He thanks the board as they leave the room. 1 week later, Larry is at his clinic assisting a couple make a baby, but not in the fun way. Then, Luis informs him that his ex-wife came to visit. Larry's not too thrilled. This is Angela.
Well, I'm pregnant, Larry.
Larry's mood instantly changes. Oh my god, I'm gonna be a dad. It must have been the night of our friend's wedding. That's the only time we did it. Oh no. Angela confesses that it was another guy. It makes sense since they've been trying for years and nothing, which explains the divorce. Well, I think Danny DeVito's appearance contributes, at least a little. Angela wants him to be her doctor, but Larry refers her to his colleague Ned instead. Ned is a creep. A call from Noah interrupts them and Larry leaves in a hurry. Back in the lab, Alex has locked the entrance and Noah has no choice but to remove the doors off their hinges. The FDA rejected them, so Alex is packing up and says goodbye to his chimp homies. Joe Rogan is so jealous. Larry arrives just in time and Noah informs him of the terrible news. The review board has terminated your project. I'm sorry, but lab space is tight and money's even tighter.
Gotta cut me some slack.
Should have bought a different kind of chimp with that money. Larry's upset that Noah didn't fight for the project. He is, after all, the head of the review board.
Rockin' a hard place.
He also adds that he scored a new scientist, Dr. Diana Rennan, who will be overtaking the lab with her ovum cryogenic project. Right on cue, we meet Diana, who's overly protective of her equipment. Don't worry, Doc. Alex is here. Get off me, wench.
Ow!
Oh, I felt that. Diana shows off her dairy section containing frozen eggs. Ha ha. She praises Alex for saving her and her eggs, but he pulled the Batman and just kinda disappeared. Diana feels bad, having just realized she's basically stealing his lab. Larry catches up to Alex, who's leaving for Europe. He tries convincing him to stay. You're running out on me? I don't believe this. We're partners. You can't just up and leave. Watch me. Just kidding. Alex is like, I have no lab, no funding, no future, no girlfriend. Same. I should just start my campaign for governor. Larry tries using their colleagues as an excuse, but Alex knows the truth. Nobody likes him. Not even Larry. Relatable. Larry pesters Alex all the way to the airport where he reveals that a Canadian firm is interested in Expectane. He wants to continue human trials even without FDA approval. Are we just gonna let Washington bureaucrats stand in the way of progress? Alex doesn't understand how this is gonna work, as no woman would take unapproved drugs while pregnant, and is further confused when Larry states, it doesn't have to be a woman. Mo the monkey got to 5 months of pregnancy, so...
Are you allergic to anything?
Oh no. Alex runs off and Larry makes chase. He's forced to buy a ticket to get on the plane and catch up to Alex. You won't actually get pregnant, we just gotta fertilize an egg, dose it with Expectane, and implant it in your belly. We wait till the first trimester, get the data, and boom, it's over. Naturally, Alex ignores him, because that shit is crazy. But Larry is persistent. I took you for a scientist. Where's your vision? Edward Jenner infected himself with smallpox to test his vaccine. It's true.
Good science.
You're just trying to manipulate me. Yes, and you're right, I don't like you either, but we're partners.
And we're on the verge of something fantastic, something important, and I need you to carry it through with me.
As Alex stares into Larry's seductive eyes, he can't help but be swayed. The plane takes flight as the partners exit, convinced that their plan will work. Larry is tasked with finding an egg, which he takes from Diana's dairy section. The frozen egg is aptly named Junior. Damn, the monkeys didn't tell me she was here. The doctors surprise one another, but this is already Diana's lab, so Larry has to explain himself. Actually, how about you explain that cheese on your face? Gotcha, bitch. She ends up offering to share the lab so that Alex can finish his research. Larry is thankful and puts on the charm.
Is there a Mr. Dr. Redden?
Before pulling off a sneaky beaky escape. Later, the partners prepare for the experiment. Larry compliments Alex's, virility as the egg gets penetrated. Strong swimmers, big load, way to go. Alex drinks a dose of Expectane with other supplements, and Larry starts looking for the egg's new home.
Let's put a bun in your oven.
They're both in agreement, so... Wait, where did you get that egg? Larry hides the fact that he stole it from Diana, insisting it's from his colleague.
Just relax.
Alex wakes up, and wow, he already gave birth. This smoking hot nurse hands him his baby, but as Alex holds it... Alex wakes up for real this time in a lavishly decorated bedroom. He's still confused as Larry takes his vital signs. Turns out this was his ex-wife's separate bedroom.
There are many stops along the road to divorce.
Many such cases. Very sad. Alex's vital signs are all good and normal. They just need a urine sample, so if you would be so kind, Alex. Goddamn. Big man, big bladder, I guess. They agree that Alex should take 6 doses of Expectane per day. Larry proceeds with the pregnancy test, and you may be crazy, but
you're also pregnant.
4 weeks later, everything looks good in the lab as Diana continues her own research. Aside from Alex puking in the toilet, Larry still visits the lab using the monkeys as an excuse. Come on, 1 banana isn't enough. Alex consults Larry as he's experiencing the usual pregnancy woes of morning sickness and...
My nipples are very sensitive.
Weird flex, but okay. Larry mentions that Linden, the Canadian firm, is ecstatic over their initial findings. He'll even meet with the CEO next month. So hang in there, buddy. Uh-oh, cramps. Walk it off, Alex. A concerned Diana notices the weird interaction and... puts this man flat on his face before following Alex. She's noticed the vomiting and the vials in the trash.
Do you have substance abuse problem?
Well, do steroids count? The partners deny the accusation, but Diana presses on and suggests Alex see someone. Larry goes on an elaborate ruse and calls Alex's condition Glenden-Sprung syndrome, a rare disease from Alex's little town in Austria. He's running out of BS, but Alex clutches. The main symptom is,
Fatness.
Oh no, not the fatness. It strikes men in their prime and turns them into big, wheezing...
Strudels.
Thanks to their teamwork, Diana is none the wiser. Then, Larry runs after Noah. Meanwhile, Alex feels humiliated by his condition and isn't coping well with losing control over his body. She's quite observant as she lists down Alex's routine and daily rituals. He tries to defend his love for control, order, and health. This inspires her to give him a lecture. Men are pathetic when it comes to pain. I mean, it's true. Your balls get grazed a little and you're down for the count. Try being a woman sometime. She goes on about periods, menopause, forgets about living life on easy mode, and you get the idea. At night, Angela visits Larry to redecorate. She also gets to meet Alex. Charming. She opens up about Ned, reiterating that he's creepy as shit and insists she's not going back. Then, the conversation shifts to who is the baby daddy. Unfortunately, Angela can't get in contact with him because he's touring. What? Who?
Aerosmith.
Zam! This old bird got knocked up by a member of Aerosmith. Impressive. Shocked and in disbelief, Larry reminds her that they're divorced. But Angela manages to persuade him to be her doctor anyway. Simp. Meanwhile, Alex checks himself out. That's more like it. The pregnancy is starting to affect him emotionally. He cries over a wedding video while Larry checks up on him.
She was Daddy's little girl.
Kinky. Larry calms him down. Just 1 more week. However, Alex gets worked up once more as Larry plans to attend a convention without him. Alex insists on going together, to Larry's dismay, who worries his emotional disposition will be bad for business. I feel so isolated. Being the pushover he is, Larry gives in.
But I have nothing to wear.
Oh boy. At the boomer-filled party, the Linden representatives seem satisfied as Larry explains the project. Final results within a week. Everybody's happy, except for a suspicious Noah who's been eavesdropping. Noah grills him on how human experimentation is a big no-no. Is there a woman taking Expectane? Larry denies this, and right on cue, Alex calls out to them. He's in a much brighter mood, or as Noah puts it,
Radiant.
Larry wants to leave, but they get distracted as Diana does her thing. She takes notice of Alex's more positive outlook and asks, "Any good news, Alex?" Life, music, and friends. Larry interrupts, insisting they go home.
Going, always going. And one day gone.
Truly profound. Diana seems impressed as they look into each other's eyes. In an effort to put Alex down, Larry adds that he doesn't get out much. But, turns out, neither does Diana. She finds a kindred spirit in him. They're both introverts, or dweebs as Larry puts it. Then, the band starts playing music, signaling that it's time to make a move. Both Alex and Noah ask for a dance, but Diana chooses Alex since, well, just look at this specimen of a man. And as far as Noah, he's mauled. On the dance floor, they get after it, and things are going smoothly until Diana notices a souvenir from the bathroom. In an attempt to shake it off, she whips out the stanky leg dance move. She's even got Alex going along, but then... Goddamn! Larry, who is also mauled, cuts the dancing short, insisting once more that they go home. Don't worry, Alex, you're practically already in. Just look at those longing eyes. While waiting for their car, Larry is deeply concerned.
Feel how soft my skin is.
And with that, he decides to terminate the experiment. Seeing as the current data is sufficient and with the Linden reps already pleased, they can finish before Alex's first trimester is over. However, Alex objects, regretful that he won't be keeping his baby. I've realized just how lonely I am.
Get a dog.
In the car, Larry insists he goes cold turkey. The embryo will break down and be reabsorbed naturally so you can chill. Inside, Larry is more sympathetic and calmly concludes the night. I'll contact you when I hear from the Linden guys. Call me if you have any reaction. Larry leaves, and Alex is all alone, back in his home. Which may not have been a good idea.
Sal Carney Jr.
Uh-oh. 10 weeks later, and I think Alex put on a little weight. He continued with the experiment and is monitoring the results. Surprise, it's his birthday. Happy birthday, big guy.
Oh, did you fake this?
Something tells me that wasn't scripted. Anyway, Alex feels hot, so he takes off his shirt.
It's not a tumor.
Oops, wrong universe. Larry is shook. The partners go for a ride to the clinic before he shouts out, "You're a guy, Alex. It's unnatural. Guys don't have babies, women do." Watch out. That'll get you canceled, Larry. Alex defends his decision, stating that the joy of having a baby is unmatched. They continue arguing until...
I want my baby!
Awkward. Larry excuses the outburst as that of a mentally ill man.
It's a very fascinating case.
Then, he briefly checks in on his ex-wife, and I mean briefly. Angela's in disbelief, but he assures her they'll reschedule. Meanwhile, Alex is mingling well with the other pregnant women, revealing that the baby will be named Junior, regardless of gender.
Junior would be good.
Wholesome. Larry gets Alex and they proceed with an ultrasound. The partners observe the miracle baby on screen, and Larry even seems to be changing his tune. He happily conducts the ultrasound and concludes everything's perfectly normal. They need to be realistic though. If this gets out, Alex will be labeled a freak and Larry's license goes bye-bye. They agree that it needs to be kept secret, so Alex will move back in with Larry. Back at the university, Noah notices that under Diana's account is a purchase history of Expectane components. Sus. At Larry's, Alex is acting like a nagging wife, but thankfully... Diana came to hand in papers from the lab, but she admits it was just an excuse to visit. Alex immediately lightens up and invites Diana inside. This is the 90s, so they can't Netflix and chill, but they can sit and talk. Diana confesses that Alex seems familiar, like a person from her past life or something. They open up a little bit about their birthplace and childhood, although Alex gets distracted.
What you looking at?
Nothing. Alex gets all nervous about his plump appearance, but turns out Diana's into dad bods. Heck yeah. And before you know it... Uh-oh, Angela's here, in search of old Lair Bear. Diana introduces herself before rushing out. Mission failed. We'll get him next time. He complains about the sudden visit as Angela smells his cooking. Then, the two bond over a gluttonous amount of food.
Anybody ever tell you that you eat like a pregnant woman?
Suddenly, both their babies push. Angela's confused at Alex's reaction, to which he counters.
Sympathy pains.
Nice save. At a store, Larry helps Alex upgrade his wardrobe while criticizing his relationship with Diana. But Alex disregards the concern and expresses his newfound belief in fate. My baby, a compatible woman. Maybe it's all part of a design. I should see a psychic. How about a psychiatrist? Anyway, they buy some loose-fitting clothing to grow into. The chonky tailor approves. After shopping, Larry finds out that Alex has named the baby Junior, which reminds him that the label had the same name. Maybe this is fate. Alex picks up on Larry's strange reaction, but he continues his lies. Uh-oh, Noah overheard the conversation and interrogates them about the donor egg. The monkeys haven't been tested, the project is cancelled, but they're still producing Expectane. Alex desperately hides his stomach while they both come up with excuses. Naturally, Noah remains suspicious. He even offers to help the pair, but I wouldn't trust this guy. Fortunately, Larry doesn't either. Then, Noah fakes a trip to the John to start snooping around. Upstairs, he finds a suitcase filled with Expectane, even the empty vials in the bin. Later that night, Alex has a date, and Larry is mad at Aerosmith. He reveals his disappointment in not getting Angela pregnant in their 7 years of marriage.
One of these clowns. One night, one shot, mission accomplished.
Kinda pathetic. Alex comforts him before leaving. At his date, Alex is questioned about his imaginary condition. That's right, she looked it up and found nothing on WebMD. Alex must be in love as he's ready to spill the beans. He starts off talking about self-experimentation with vaccines, to which Diana spills a little something about herself. She froze one of her own eggs, and yes, it's Junior. She's always wanted children, and now she's getting one. She just doesn't know it yet. Alex is surprised and speechless as he puts the pieces together. I'm head out. Diana is left confused and alone as Alex battles with this revelation. Back at Larry's, he confronts Angela on Aerosmith's questionable history and degenerate behavior. He grills her for the father's identity, but turns out he's not from the band, but one of their personal trainers. Okay, that's a lot more believable. Angela's baby gives a kick, and Alex interrupts them. Where did you get Junior? Alex is more persistent this time, so Larry eventually tells the truth. Alex shares that it's Diana's egg and berates Larry for messing up, though Larry deflects the blame on Alex for deciding to continue the pregnancy. And now, Alex's feelings are hurt, and so are Junior's. You gotta apologize, Larry. Junior, I'm sorry, I take it back.
I just felt a kick.
Junior must have heard him. Come and feel Junior's kick, Larry.
Just do it.
Larry finds joy in the feeling before. What's going on?
Were you a twosome?
To put an end to her accusations, they decide to reveal Alex's pregnancy. Understandable. Have a nice day. Cut back to Noah, who now has the results from Alex's empty vial. He finds Expectane, as expected, and additional female hormones. His assistant elaborates on the amount of hormones, which can be compared to someone preparing for a gender change. Weird. Oh, goddamn. Alex visits Diana to apologize. A little privacy, please? Thank you.
I'm pregnant.
He's now 7 months pregnant, and Alex assures her it's true. There's more. He spills the beans about Junior. My Junior?
I'm a junior now.
From bewildered to furious, Diana scolds Alex for the utter immoral, selfish, arrogant stunt he pulled off. What am I supposed to be grateful?
This is just so male.
Even taking pregnancy away from women. Alex tries to apologize, but Diana is not having any of it. Great, Noah's here. He orders to have Alex escorted to take some tests, stating that him and Junior are now university property. No, I'm not.
My body, my choice.
This just got political, which actually makes sense. Also, that guy just got absolutely yeeted. Anyway, Alex gets out and successfully runs into Larry's car. The partners drive off to hide Alex. They find a maternity home full of expectant mothers. Larry and Alex in full female attire pretend to be Mr. and Mrs. Hesse. Alex's impressive stature surprises the women in the home, though he claims he was a female athlete in Austria who was forced to take steroids without knowing the side effects. I mean, part of that is true. The boss lady assures them that they've come to the right place, going so far as to tell him, her, that she's beautiful. As Alex gets settled in, Larry briefs him on his meeting with the Linden guys. 3-4 days tops in Vancouver. Meanwhile, Alex is anxious for Junior's birth, unsure if it's even possible. Larry has the same sentiment and can't guarantee anything.
Everything is gonna be alright.
It's my baby too, you know.
They hug it out before Larry leaves. Alex hasn't given up on Diana and still calls her. He also spends his days doing activities together with the other mothers. Labor exercises, stretching, changing diapers, etc. Meanwhile, Diana is beginning to crack thanks to Alex's phone calls. One day, and to Alex's shock, she appears. They talk. This time, Diana is calm, but she still finds Alex's actions unfair, and she's unable to forgive him. Nonetheless, this is my baby too. Don't ever forget that.
I'm the mother.
Yes.
You're the father.
Yes.
Okay, sure. She takes responsibility of the baby as well, and suggests they find a way to share that responsibility and make sure Junior has a normal upbringing. Cut to Linden Pharmaceuticals. Larry is making final arrangements. Once we have European approval, the FDA will agree to testing. The Linden guys are thoroughly impressed and convinced with Expectane's potential, guaranteeing they'll be
Loaded.
Larry cheerfully agrees. Back at the maternity home, Alex is having labor pains. He excuses himself to his room and receives Larry's call. Alex can't partake in Larry's celebration due to the immense pain. Larry rushes to get back and sets up his clinic for a private delivery with Ned. Unfortunately, the janitor is a spy. He calls Noah and updates him on the
Emergency. See something.
The women in the home are panicking while Alex calls Diana, who immediately departs. The boss lady and their doctor is waiting to check up on Alex, but naturally, he prefers Larry. Tensions are high as Larry just barely arrives in the nick of time.
Where is it?
Did you just misgender him? Her? Diana also shows up just in time and they race to the clinic. Larry finds out through Ned that Noah arranged a press conference outside the clinic. At the scene, Noah reassures the university president that this is big. He calls the attention of the press and proudly announces Alex's pregnancy. To no one's surprise, he takes credit for the Expectane project. Larry's car rolls in as Noah boldly declares, "I give you the world's first pregnant man." Larry is annoyed at the attention, but smiles as Angela steps out. Good thing Alex likes the back entrance. Same. Diana helps him go up the fire escape. The press is frustrated at Noah's apparent lies, and the president fires him on the spot. Got him. Meanwhile, Alex and Diana make it to the clinic much to Ned's confusion. They're all in a hurry to start the operation, and Diana is worried, but Larry calms her by spitting facts. This is dangerous, we don't know what will happen, and there's nothing you can do. Keep Angela company, okay? Uh-oh, looks like we have another baby coming up. Angela endures the pain, only wanting Larry as her doctor. Diana miserably fails to console her, so Angela does it herself. In the operating room, all preparations are done, and Alex is awake. It must be intense based on these close-ups. At last, Junior is born. Larry reports on the successful delivery.
It's a girl!
Poggers. Now that Alex and Junior are fine, he takes the time to deliver the other baby. Larry takes Diana's place, and Angela insists she doesn't need the father. They make preparations as he wheels Angela in. Back to Alex, Diana takes in the sight of their miracle baby. She embraces her family as the new parents. Over in the other operating room, Angela gives birth to a healthy baby boy. She holds on to her newborn as Larry asks her for another chance. That's a yes. Larry cries at the thought of being a father. A year passes and they celebrate Junior and Jake's birthday. Diana is now pregnant and both Alex and Angela sympathize with her struggles. Diana proposes that Jake needs a baby brother or sister. And Angela doesn't need to be pregnant, right, Larry?
No. Yes.